Hey there guys, hope you're doing good. I'm Toby Mott and I'm back with another Cardiff Insiders film. And I read somewhere recently that the average student loan gets spent in 55 days. What? So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to give you 8 hints and tips about how to make sure your student loan stretches as far as it possibly can. Money tip number 1 is perhaps the most obvious but probably the most hardest to stick to, and it's budgeting. You know, it's a life skill. Everybody tells you to budget, and it's on paper it's easy to do. Just work out how much money you've got for a term, work out how many weeks are in the term, divide the amount of money you've got with the number of weeks in the term. That's your weekly budget. On paper, that's so simple, but sticking to it, that is where the discipline and the determination comes in. If you do make a budget, you have to try and stick to it as religiously as you can. That's not to say you can't go out one night and blow a little bit more than you usually would, as long as you make up for it in other areas. Fundamentally, once you've set a budget, everything else should sort of fall into place. If it doesn't, then you're doing something wrong. Number 2, shopping lists. Now, aside from the obvious tip to not go food shopping when you're hungry, shopping lists are incredibly useful to make sure that you only go into a shop and buy what you need. It's very tempting, regardless of where you shop, whether it be Sainsbury's, Tesco, Lidl, wherever. It's always tempting, if you see a good offer or some ridiculously unhealthy food that would taste amazing, to just take the plunge and buy it. But obviously that damages your wallet harder than you think. So if you go into any shop with a shopping list and you stick to that shopping list, then it will save you a lot of money in the long run. But again, it all comes down to discipline. If you make a shopping list, you've got to stick by it. Number 3, student discounts. And a large part of student discounts come with a National Union of Students card. These are the blue things you'd have probably seen around. They've got NUS clamped right over it. It's £12 to buy one for a year, or £32 to buy one for 3 years. Particularly useful if you're going to be graduating this year like me. It means you can continue your student discounts for 2 years after your graduation. But even if you aren't graduating this year, getting one of those cards on board gives you discounts in loads of places. So it gives you 10% off at Co-op, it gets you half price Spotify Premium, which is amazing. It gives you discounts in Pizza Express, Cineworld, all the usual places. And the initial cost that it takes to buy one is paid back within weeks of having one because of all the discounts you get. Number 4, take advantage of the Microsoft Office Student Advantage Scheme. Microsoft Office stuff is not cheap, and it's pretty much vital if you want to do anything good at university. Maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, they're really useful stuff to have. And if you are a member of Cardiff University, you can get the whole Microsoft Office suite for absolutely free for as long as you are a student. All you need to do is go on the Cardiff University website, search for the Microsoft Student Advantage Scheme, and you should find all the instructions you need there. Number 5, again, it's another obvious one, but it's something that people forget. It's just use less energy. Obviously this doesn't apply to you if you're in halls because you pay a flat rate with all your bills included, lucky you. But if you're sharing a house, which 2nd, 3rd years, 4th years, 5th years, 10th years, whatever year you're in will be, you will be getting bills, and inevitably your energy bill is dictated by the amount you use. Leaving lights on, leaving games consoles on, leaving TVs on, anything that's left on is slowly draining money. Maybe at a faster rate than you think, and I think that's something that you can't underestimate if you're really determined to ensure that your student loan goes as far as it can. Number 6, linked in with the student discounts one and the NUS card, you need to exploit all the free stuff you can get as a student. So the big one for me is Amazon Prime. If you're a student, you get it free for 6 months, and that gives you instant one-day delivery on millions of items across Amazon. It gives you Amazon Music and Amazon Instant Video, and it's made my life so much better being able to get anything off Amazon, or a lot of stuff off Amazon, and just get it immediately delivered. It takes so much hassle out of buying stuff online. Number 7, get a rail card. Well, I say get a rail card. if you're a mega busser and you're a National Expresser and you just get a coach everywhere, why would you? Then ignore me. But if you get a train, even semi-regularly, get yourself a rail card. It's one of those things that pays it back over a certain amount of time. I can't tell you off the top of my head how much a rail card actually costs, but I'll put it here. But I got one as soon as I joined uni, and it paid back within a month of using it. So it's a no-brainer. If you use train travel a lot, then get a rail card. Finally, number 8, learn to cook. Now you might wonder how that relates to money, but we all know how tempting it is if you've had a long day at uni to just sit on the sofa and go on Just Eat, order a takeaway, bang. It tastes so good, but it costs a lot of money, especially when you're doing it a couple of times a week. In comparison, if you go down to Sainsbury's, get a £3 stir-fry meal deal, which is noodles, mixed vegetables and a sauce. That's effectively 2 meals, very quick to cook, very healthy, and it's basically 2 meals for £3 compared to a takeaway, which is 1 meal for £6.50, £7, depending on what you get. There's nothing wrong with it occasionally, but if you're doing it repeatedly, then obviously it's going to drain your bank balance. So that's all from my October Insiders film. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that it will help you save some cash further down the line. As always, if you've got any questions or queries, then please don't hesitate to get in touch with me, either on Twitter or Instagram or in the comments below. I will try to put some links also in the description below relating to some of the things I've talked about in this video. Yeah, and happy saving. I will see you in November, where we will be getting very close to Christmas. Oh no! Scary. See you later, guys.